hope you're doing well. Welcome back to another video. This is going to be a very quick introduction because I need to go out. But I am doing a video where the Winter Olympics is sort of in choosing what I read kind of thing. So I've chosen the top 4 countries in the middle table: Norway, USA, the Netherlands and Italy, the host, to read a book from those 4 countries. And then I'm going to place them against each other and see who gets a 4th placed finish, one of the dreaded results. Bronze, silver and gold. I have actually already started both the Norwegian and American entries like 2 days ago, because I knew I was going to be reading those 2 countries. The Witch in the Well by Camilla Bruce for Norway, written in English but she's Norwegian, and Open Throat by Henry Hoke for the USA. And I'm just going out today, and I always want to take a paperback. I just like done my hair yesterday, that's why it looks super fluffy. And for the Netherlands, I'm picking Opposite of a Person by Lieke Marsman, translated from Dutch by Sophie Collins. And the reason for this, I have 3 options for the Netherlands. I haven't liked Dutch fiction much at all. Like, with my previous track record with Dutch fiction is not very good, but I can talk about it more later. Anyway, the reason I've chosen this one is because it's set in the Italian Alps, possibly, about this Ida going there. She's a climatologist, yeah, I've chosen that one. Hope I'm gonna like it, please. It sounds really interesting actually, so hopefully. Yeah, I'm gonna start that today and give you some updates in the next couple of days. I'm drowning 'cause they fill my lungs with... Hello. So the first country gone past the post, but it's not a mass start event. It's timed, and they all start at different times, and they all it's more, or it's not through time, it's through execution of certain abilities to get the medals. But the first book I finished, Open Throat by Henry Hoke. Yeah, it's not really been the best mentally, to be honest, and I feel like this was the closest to be finishing. Well, I think because like the way it's written is quite like not that many words, more of a novella than a novel, and I sort of wanted that sort of rush, like a bit of a energy rush, to make me feel a bit better, and did it. I don't know, but yeah, I finished this. I think I'm actually going to review it a bit later. I did read some of Opposite of Human Person when I went out the other day. Not a very good day, but I got to page 36, and yeah, I'm actually really enjoying it. I really want to get back to it. It's like, again, nice short chapters, but I'm really enjoying it. And then with Witch in the Well, I'm not that far through, but I think this one I should probably focus on whilst I'm indoors, because if I go out again, that will be the one I'll take. So yeah, this update is kind of pointless. I finished the book and I'm a bit through the other 2. I have an idea for my Italian entry, but I'm not 100% sure if I'm still going to pick that one because it feels a little bit dense. I want to say a bit, maybe less so. But yeah, I'll see you sometime, I don't know. Bye. have lots to update on. A little bit, not necessarily update because I'm not really saying that much about the contents. But with The Witch in the Well, don't please, Lord, I can't today. Oh, just issue. But yeah, that's why I don't really go out that much anymore, because I just hate it. Anyways, I look so ill. Witch in the Well, I am on to page 146, which is about just under halfway, I think. I'm really enjoying it. I'm definitely enjoying one perspective more over the other, and I find the other one a little bit irritating. Yeah, like Eleanor. Yeah, I just find her quite annoying. But like, it's still interesting. But Kathy's, I'm enjoying hers, but also she's a little bit annoying as well. But like, it's definitely interesting. It's just not really going where I was actually expecting it to go. It's quite layered. We're getting different perspectives. Yeah, I'll tell you when I'm more in the mood. Opposite of a person. So I'm really close to the end. I think I've only got like 15 pages, or like not even that, to be honest. I've got like 8 pages, I think, till the end of the book, and it's acknowledgements and translator's note. But yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. I think the bit like towards the end, I was there like, oh, I don't know actually. I don't know how it was going to end or where, but I wasn't really expecting that. But it is really interesting, and sort of about like delves into a lot of things. Like his essays interspersed within the book as well, like within the kind of narrative, which there's not really too much going on with that, but they're really interesting, and like uses like actual sources, and like talks about different things like philosophy and like the climate, and like relationships, love, consciousness, sort of egocentrism, and yeah, a lot of things. I'm just like, say it's this, especially with like the climate and stuff. Like I do geography as a degree, kind of, and I'm like, oh, I'm understanding that. And also like the philosophy part's quite interesting. But yeah, I don't know how to fully feel. I was gonna see how like it fully rounds up, because Dutch books and me, they don't really work out. I've despised one, Discomfort for the Evening by Marieke Lucas Reineveld. I've really disliked We Had to Move This Post by someone, forgot her name, sorry. But yeah, it was unfinished. Like, bitch, go finish your book. And I believe I may have read another translated one, but I'm not too sure. I also read Mary, the Birth of Frankenstein. I can't remember who it's by, and I didn't like either. So I mean, it's good. It's definitely like miles better than any of those three. But I'm not too sure where I'm gonna settle on the star rating, because some parts are 5. And then, like, how I'm feeling now about how it was ending, I was like, oh, I don't know, it's a bit more free. So we shall see. Anyways, haven't started my Italian book yet, which I will do so probably when I've finished one. So I know, I think I'm going to finish this today, because I need to. And then go back to that and see how much throw I get in. This is the final day of February as well. So, yeah. Anyways, that's a little update. Not really say much. I went out today. I didn't get any books. I haven't bought many books for quite a while. I've only got 3 this month and 3 last month, I think, which is really good. So yep. And I shall be seeing you. It's starting. Also, the Asia Cup started a few days ago. Been watching every match so far. I'm so excited. Japan play 5 AM though, UK time, like tomorrow morning, like early hours. But I'm gonna be up for it. I love Japan national team. Hope the Man City players play well. Super excited. Yeah, I'm really excited for that tournament. But today, also the Super Cup as well, I was watching some of that. today the qualifiers for the World Cup 2027 in Brazil for the European countries starts, and England's road to get in there starts for their first match against Ukraine, which is going to start in like 10 minutes. So I'm going to go down, see if I'm filming it. Also, I'm going to watch some more Wales, see if I can try and find a stream of Ireland on YouTube. I know like it's not being aired in the UK, but don't tell anybody. And maybe also see if I can see any of Scotland or Ireland, because hopefully we'll do well, and see if we can all try and get to the World Cup, which would be amazing. Also hope Netherlands do well. I love the Netherlands, the Dutch team. And yeah, see what matches I can watch. And I'll do some reading later. And also, he said choose what the Italian book to read, because I still don't know. I had one in mind, but which when I first picked the sort of started TBR, I was like, I don't really want to read that. But now, maybe less so. I think I may pick a shorter book, because I kind of want to get this video filmed and finished. But yeah, I will review the books soon. I will. It just takes my brain power to do so. But anyway, let's go watch England Lionesses. Come on, Euros winners, come on.
They were always on the back foot during this game, and I think it's been a really professional performance from England, because
come on, Ireland. Let's go, Japan. Ah, Nigiri. A win. My favorite Caicedo. Come on, Colombia. So I'm going to go for a little walk now. Sorry, my noise is the radio thing. I've got a book to send off and sell, and then another pile to put in a free little library box, because they've usually on a haul, which is probably up before this. So yeah, let's go. And I'm going to be reading a little bit, but not of the books this video, a bit of this, which is possibly going to be in a separate video, or just in the wrap up at the end of March. So yeah, let's see. It's a nice spring day, but it's still quite chilly. Hope you have a nice day. Goodbye. Go to a new home.
I don't have a number. Unless you go back and shoot out.
Let's go. 6 straight on the start of half time. Well, second half. Wow.
Much doubt that they'd play an unchanged lineup, try to keep the same team as much as possible, because the player pool.
Come on, Wales.
Sing it loud, sing it proud.
Oh, come on.
Towards McAteer, get past the first defender.
I'm pretending to be Dutch. Shh. Come on, Ireland. Although I do love the Dutch team as well. But come on, that way, Ireland. Come on, Philippines, get a goal. I don't know about this one. Maybe a draw. No, so I look horrible. It's actually been quite a long time since I last did the update. I don't know where all these videos are. They're kind of a mess in my whole like journal, photo library thing, whatever. But I have finished all the 4 books for this video, and in between like then and now I've also finished another book and 2.5 for a separate video series, which is going to be coming very soon, which I'm excited about. But yeah, anyways, the books, it's finally about time I talk about them. I'll go in order of how I finished them. So I did say I did finish Open Throw, I believe, and I enjoyed this. I was trying to relook at my notes, and I didn't actually write any notes about this, which is bad, but I'm gonna try and think back. quite quiet. It's kind of, it's quite like sparse. Like the writing is like just sort of like one lines and stuff a lot of the time. Quite short, sort of like chapters. It follows a queer mountain lion, both in queer as in their like sexuality and like gender identity, kind of, even though it's not fully like explored that much, but kind of more so queer as in sort of like weird or like othered or like on the outside. And they live sort of in, I think it's Griffith Park in like LA, underneath the Hollywood sign. And they're sort of like listening to people's conversations and observing humanity and like things like that, and also thinking back to their sort of like past and other people. There's just like an encampment of sort of like homeless people living there, which I think the mountain lion calls like my town or the town. And it also does kind of speak a little bit about sort of like climate crisis and like moving away and like forest fires, because there is a fire in the book, and then sort of like going into LA and asking the question of sort of like trying to be a human, but like, is that what they want? And this sort of like thirst for blood, or like to kill someone, and like, can they overcome that, and sort of like their own hunger and things. Yeah, I think it's very interesting. It's strange. It's like a weird book, one that I haven't really like read before, specifically from the POV of this mountain lion, but also like the type of things it tries to do in the book. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I would recommend it. I didn't love it. I think the parts when the mountain lion is in sort of like this person's house and stuff is a bit strange. But yeah, also it is inspired by the real life like leopard, like actually a famous lion that lived in the Hollywood Hills. P22, yeah, which is interesting, by Henry Hoke. Yeah, I do actually want to read his book called Sticker, I think it's called, or maybe I'm thinking of someone else, maybe not, I'm not too sure, but yeah, interesting. It was decent. Then finally, oh my god, my hair is horrible. I need to cut it. Like, I'm gonna cut it today anyway, so in my videos to come it shouldn't be. Oh gosh. I enjoyed a Dutch book. Wow, unheard of. The Opposite of a Person by Lieke Marsman, translated from Dutch by Sophie Collins. This book is a lot. Like, it is a lot. Like, I kind of really want to read it again and just sort of like underline, scribble all over it, because there's just a lot in this book. A lot.
Like, my notes are kind of messy. I sort of like, here's the thing with the competition sheet, which I'll show you later when we get to that section of the video, but I just sort of put some of the notes into like that there, and I can't, like, my keyboard isn't fully working, like I can't type like A and N and B, and I can't use them, and like other things like that, the issues. But
these are some of the things that it talks about in the book, and I loved. Queerness. The main character, Ida, is sort of like, well, she has another girlfriend. I'm not too fully sure what her actual like sexuality is, but it's not really that important. But queerness, the climate crisis, and you know, the importance of it, and trying to think about it, and people maybe disregarding or not fully like taking its importance to heart, or like thinking about it too fully much, or like not accepting of it, certain governments and things. Women and like being a woman, different relationships, life, kinda like just like general like living as a conscious person in the world, mental illnesses, specifically like depression, and like, oh my god, there's a bit in here that I just It was so good. I might put like the little picture here of like the boy I took a photo of the book, because like so many of these pages have like been taken pictures of, and like literally like so many books I keep taking pictures of like pages. I should have actually just writing them, but anyway. Yeah, there's a bit about like depression, and like it feels like you're sort of like in the moment, like you're present and you can't fully think about the past or the future, and like when things like anxiety come into account, like you do. But like, yeah, that bit I was just like, oh, hun, loved it. The soul, kinda. Different things like philosophy and sort of like consciousness and different sort of like theories and things like that. I wrote Sea vs Mountain. I don't really know why. I mean it was probably in it, but I don't really remember why I picked up on that. Death, End of the World. Yeah, she ruminates a bit. Hope, Fur. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Like hope, maybe. Because like I can't fully remember what I wrote. The Anthropocene epoch, and like, you know, we're now in a different epoch, like geologically or like climatically, where like the driving force is humans and humanity and humans impacts and sort of like what we're doing to the earth. Love, languages. Yeah, there's a few things in there. And the bit later on, which I sort of said a little bit in my February wrap up, because I did finish this in February, in the author's note, I mean the translator's note, about this book being a book of hyper objects, these things that you can't fully grapple with and put like down on pen and paper, because they're just so like overarching and like big things. And the book tries to, you know, talk about them from sort of like Ida's perspective. But yeah, I thought it was fascinating. The plot, here's the thing, the actual plot of the story lacks, I think. I didn't love the ending. I think it just was a little bit like, I don't really know where it's going, but like the essays and sort of like the parts of sort of like poetry and sort of just like theorizing on things, 6 stars, 6-star energy. Also, maybe the writing is a little bit overwritten, can lead a little bit pretentious, a little bit like saying a lot, a little bit confusing at times. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, to be honest. It just maybe is a little bit lacking in the actual plot. But yeah, I honestly, I can speak for like hours and hours on this book. I think there is just so much to discover and unpack with it. I think it was a very good feat of literature. Really interesting. So recommend giving it a read. And I'd love to read more about it. And I kind of want to read it again, like right now, and just sort of like scribble all over it. Then I read the Italian entry, Almarina by Valeria Parella, translated from Italian by Alex Bellante. This one I kept on wanting to DNF, which isn't a good sign. I did pull through, I did finish it. It's quite short, it's like quite readable. But I should have DNF'd it probably, because I didn't feel like I fully really got that much out of it. I didn't really enjoy it wholly. But then I was about to pick a different book or like discredit it and stuff, but I didn't really feel like doing that, because the I Have Italian entries I wasn't really wanting to read at that time. Maybe this was like the most so, or kind of because it was short. But this follows a woman, Elisabetta, who is like a 50-year-old teacher in like a young person's prison that is sort of like either on an island or just like off the sort of like coast near Naples in Italy, called Nisida. Oh yeah, it says it is on the swine and on the back, but yeah, anyway, then this new like inmate called Almarina, who has like emigrated from Romania. She is put in a prison, and it's just sort of like exploring the prison landscape and like the classrooms and the things she's trying to do to, you know, make change and like help these people, but also the acknowledgement that when they're done there, they could just be like going to, you know, adult prisons or back into the scary world that led them there to the first place, and how like the governments and other things are letting them down, and sort of like it's less so more about like the reasons why they're there, but I guess maybe how it led to that is interesting. I think it is a good book and there is a lot to learn from it, but I didn't fully love it. I didn't really love the way it was written, and it felt quite confusing at times to sort of follow the story. Maybe sort of some of the translation issues I just didn't fully, maybe didn't get the nuances as well. But yeah, it's interesting, and sort of like the idea of sort of like Naples and the possibility that the prison could be like converted to like a resort, and this idea of these sort of like higher level criminals and sort of like, you know, like gangy sort of people like the mafia and sort of like the wealth, and sort of like using it to, you know, keep the rich rich and the poor poor, and those faced into you know, like bad social situations that lead them to crime or, you know, getting mixed up in things. And yeah, it's quite a sad book. Yeah, she also like explores some of like her past like marriage and family, and yeah, interesting, but I didn't love it. And then finally the one I started, The Witch in the Well by Camilla Bruce, the Norwegian entry. I finally finished it. It's a weird one because I felt like when I was reading it I was enjoying it kind of, and I was like wanting to move on and on, but when I put it down I was like to like sleep or do other things and stuff, I didn't really want to pick it up again, so it did take a little bit of a longer time than I initially thought to finish it. I think maybe it lacks a bit of a fully formed sort of like goal, and there is quite a lot of sort of repetition or like saying things over and sort of going down different avenues and things, but at the same time I do think it is well theorized. I mean, get sort of like 4 different perspectives in a sense, kind of. It's more like 3, but there's the open letter to the town of Eth, which is where it's set in the Norwegian countryside, and well, what's her name? I forgot her name. Catherine. She is writing this letter to basically say, I didn't kill Elena. I didn't kill her. Like, stop accusing me. This is like sort of what happened and stuff. Because Elena, and we get her diary entries from like before then, when she moved back to town sort of to sort out her uncle's house to be sold. Her diary entries of her sort of just her kind of moving back and getting the inspiration for a new book which she wants to do on the witch Elizabeth Clark, who was murdered in the town's well in like 1800s, I think it's like 1815 or something. I'm not 200% sure, it doesn't say on the thing. She wants to write like a book that she was like a real witch and sort of her like things like that and stuff like that. I want to explore things, but there's 2 perspectives. Then there's also the Nixelby documents, which at first I was like, what on earth is this? Who's writing? I don't get this. But it's the account from Elizabeth herself. kind of. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. And then we also get the book that Catherine had written, because she had like spent so many years researching Elizabeth, because she sort of felt a connection to her because they were both sort of othered from the society, and she wanted to sort of like reclaim her name, and said that this town did this to you, and we need to look to our past and be like, that ain't happening again. No, thank you. So we get some like her book where it sort of goes, and then at the same time, whilst we're following the storyline, I guess, in the present day of sort of what went down and how Elena died, maybe, we also get an Elizabeth story of when she moved to town herself, and sort of what went on and things like that. So yeah, it's interesting. There's a lot to it. It's quite like overarching. It does try to do a lot. I felt it was a little confusing at times, and maybe a few things I didn't really like what happened did happen, and things like that. It's quite difficult to fully explain. I did enjoy it. I think I did like take a picture of a few things as well. Learned some things about sort of, you know, victimization and sort of like mob mentality, and othering people, and like trying to like point a finger at someone and say like, oh, because they're a bit weird or different and strange and stuff, then they do certain things and stuff. Some things also about like mental illness and sort of things like that, about sort of like the witches of the past, and the injustices they faced, because these women were strange or different, and how things can repeat themselves in the modern day when like things aren't really said or, you know, talked about and stuff. But at the same time, it is at its heart like a horror, sort of like a thrillery sort of book like that, but it does have sort of these other literary avenues. But yeah, it was interesting. I would maybe recommend it. It's like a maybe book. I don't fully know, but yeah, that's all the books read. Oh gosh, USA, Netherlands, Italy, and Norway. So who's gonna win the medals? For like my bookish Euros, which I did last year, and something's going to be happening very, very soon, where I'll be using the same setup, but I have created a little table of all the matches, kind of, because I just like pinned them all against each other, because like it's the Olympics, like of course you're all like on your individual path, but like you're all sort of going up against each other and stuff as well. I did it sort of like round robin, sort of like a group stage kind of thing, but they all played each other once, and yeah, it's not, I'm sort of like, because I thought it was a bit easier to do that with the books. So the first match was between Norway and the USA, and this one was a 3-3. Characters, plot, writing, enjoyment, impact. It was 3-3. Like, I'll get later maybe who actually won out, but we'll just see for now. So that's a 3-3. That's the ending. I won't be putting all things here, just like listen to me. Netherlands and Italy 5-1. All the goals, I keep saying goals, like all the points for Netherlands, but also a point for characters in this, because the characters are not fully realised. I feel like it is quite even with the characters in these two books. Then we have Norway and the Netherlands, 4-1 to the Netherlands. Norway just got a goal for the characters, whereas Netherlands did not. This is messy. Italy and USA, 5-1 to USA. Again, the characters' scoreline is shared, which is quite a common theme here. They both get 1 point for that, whereas USA got the others. And we have the Netherlands and USA, and this one ended quite high scoring, 5-3 to the Netherlands, with the Netherlands getting goals for all of them, but also USA getting goals for characters, plot, and impact. So that's how that one ended. And then the final game was Italy and Norway, and this is 5-0 to Norway. So this is how it finished, the medal ceremony, if you like. 4th place finish is Italy with Amarina by Valeria Pereira. Yeah, I think of the 4, it's my least favourite, and this is the time where I'll be telling you my actual star ratings. This got a 2.75. I think it's just a bit above decent kind of side, but yeah, I didn't really enjoy it too much, so sorry, you did get the dreaded 4th place finish and no medal for you. Then we have 2 books that are on like silver place finish, Norway and the USA. However, here's where they separate. My actual star rating for Norway was 3 stars, whereas USA's was 4.25. So I did definitely enjoy this quite a bit more. It's just when you break it down, they were quite even. So Norway, congratulations on the bronze medal. Good for you. And USA, you get silver medal, which is great, but also maybe a little bit dreaded because it could have been gold. But that obviously means Netherlands with the whole 9 points and a goal difference, a point difference of 9, which is great, and a star rating of, I'm saying 4.5. This could be a 5. Like, so many parts of it I loved, but then also some parts I didn't fully love. So I'm saying 4.5 for now, but that is the gold medalist. The Netherlands winning a competition for me, unheard of, considering in my bookish choice the Netherlands was like the 2nd worst, and then when I did my bookish World Cup, I think 2 or 3 years ago, it was like one of the worst as well. So come through. Yeah, so that is all the books. Gold, silver, bronze, 4th place. Yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more to come. Yeah, have a nice morning, like wherever you are in the world, and I shall see you very soon. Bye.